been dealing with a lingering left ankle injury. If you saw the Eastern Michigan game just a couple weeks ago, he missed that one, came back for a few games, but is now taking the night off as the Panthers take on Quinnipiac and trying to heal up that ankle so he can get healthy for some big games coming up for the Panthers. As we're underway at the Pitt, Monroe starts things off with a triple for the Bobcats, and that is the reigning MAC Player of the Year and the preseason Conference Player of the Year for the Bobcats.
Nice start for Monroe, who did not play in their last game, knocking down that corner three.
So without Cummings, the Panthers insert Barry Dunning Jr. into the starting five. Dunning has been playing his best basketball of the year as of late, and so Jeff Capel gives him the opportunity without Cummings. And Barry Dunning Jr., the transfer from South Alabama, was first team all Sun Belt a season ago, and you see what he's done the past couple games. Noah averaging 18.5 points per game, and he's been very hot from distance.
It tells me one thing only. He's got firepower to him, and he struggled early on, but that's a new environment. It's his fourth school in 4 years. I would imagine the more he gets accustomed to Jeff Capel in this system, you're going to keep seeing him produce. Dunning
9 for 17 from 3 in the last 2 games, was also 6 for 6 from the line Thursday against Central Florida. Jeff Capel is in year 8 as the Pitt Panthers head coach. Talked to him today at shoot around. Of course, Panthers off to a 4-2 start. Would like to have gotten either the West Virginia win or the Central Florida win, but he said he's thought a lot about some advice from his father, the late Felton Jeffrey Capel II. When Coach first got into coaching, his father said, hey, you can't get too high or too low. There's going to be a lot of challenging moments throughout your career. You want to stay level-headed no matter where the season takes you, and he's tried to keep that in mind in the first month of the season here in year 8 with Pitt.
Siulepa does a good job sealing there, trying to get over that right shoulder and drawing contact. And Grant Randall, Quinnipiac, kind of want to try to wall up there, just play solid one-on-one post defense.
Roman Siulepa, the freshman for the Panthers, battling with Randall down on the low block. Siulepa goes 0 for 2 from the line. And here's the starters for the Bobcats. Asim Jones, the point guard. Mentioned Monroe is the preseason player of the year in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, but Jaden Zimmerman actually the leading scorer for Quinnipiac to start the year. He's averaging 15.2 points per game. On the timer for the Panthers. Siulepa has it in the corner. He drives and finds a lane in the paint and gets the 2.
That's what he's going to do. Big fella's a strong downhill driver. Gets to his right hand again, able to connect on that one without the foul.
Jones, a deep 3, pulls up. Off back iron, ways there for the rebound and fouled on the putback attempt. And know if they can get Roman Siulepa more involved offensively, that's going to be a good development for them.
Yeah, and the way you attack that closeout and get yourself going. I know he missed the first 2 free throws. I mean, who doesn't love getting free throws to start the game? And probably a stinger when you miss both of them. He makes up for it with that strong drive to the basket. But he's an important piece, you know. Depending on how many guys they're going to run out there, he's going to really have to produce offense, defense, particularly on the rebounding side of the ball.
Jeff Capel did not expect to have Roman Siulepa play such a big role early in the season here. Of course, he had transferred to Sean Jackson coming in from Iowa State, expected to be a big player in the front court. Alongside that guy right there, Cameron Corrin, who reaching towards his eye, might have gotten poked. Being tended to there, Pitt trainer Daniel Anthony. New contact for Cameron Corrin.
Ah, man, there's nothing worse than a dirty finger touching a contact. Trying to put those things back in, man, middle of the game. It's just not fun.
No.
And the burn you feel afterwards.
Especially 2 minutes in.
Yeah.
Corin all good to go. And here we get a look, maybe where it occurred there. Corin back out there now. All set and good to go. Is Panthers down too early?
Good seal.
Feed inside, Siulepa converts.
See, that's that aggressive seal. He rolls hard to the rim, gets position, and it's just an easy layup off the catch.
Jones loses it. Dunning Jr. in transition. Feed to Siulepa. Tried to lob it back, but the preseason MAC Player of the Year comes soaring through for the denial.
Oh, we're going to have a little showtime early on.
Well, Noah, we talk about Monroe. It's not just what he does offensively, but one of the best defenders you'll see in the league as well.
Yeah, the 3.8 steals per game are noteworthy, that's for sure.
Amarri Monroe, the 6'7" senior from Newburgh, New York. This is his third year at Quinnipiac. And off to a good start. He did not play in their last game Wednesday.
Load management. It's 5 games in.
They played Division III City College of New York, and they won by 60. So I think they were good to go without him.
Fair is fair.
But yes, you're right. Load management reaches into the college game. How about that?
With only 30 games, you'd think they just want to play every game.
Witherspoon in transition. He lost the handle, but it stays on this end.
Good hands from Siulepa. That steal and that hit ahead. The hit aheads are so important in transition to just advance the ball before the defense can get set. How you can play in transition more than in the half court.
Baseline inbound to Corin. Defender leaves him, loses a handle into Weiwei, gets the roll.
Scared me for a second, almost lost his dribble there, but was able to gather, score for 2. I don't see him post up a ton, but we're looking for that a little bit against Weiwei here.
Panthers looking towards the big bodies on the inside so far. Siulepa and Corin combining for their 6 points to this point. Zimmerman's drive, he didn't have the angle, and Corin grabs the rebound.
Rolling to the rim there.
Miners defended by Zimmerman. Going to get a ball screen from Corin. Surveying, lobbing, Corin. Backs down Weiwei and can't get the roll. Tries to tip it back in. Now Dunning Jr. He's fouled on the 3-point attempt. So a 6-4 early lead. He wants to get that NCAA tournament berth.
Yeah, I mean, winning the regular season title is great, but like when you lose before you even get to the conference championship game, it's never a good feeling, and then it happens to you 2 years in a row, and then all of a sudden the pressure starts to mount a little bit more than the previous 2 years of like, hey, can we get this thing done? And I'm sure that he really wants to get it done come March.
His 17th season as a Division I head coach. He was at Hofstra from 2001 to 2010. Got another opportunity. Went over to Fordham and was there for 5 seasons.
It's the suits. It's because they, I got to credit any coach that's still rocking the suits on the sidelines. They just have to. There's too much respect for them to. It's because, you know, it's easy. You want to just wear the quarter zip.
Right.
He opts for the suit, and like Rick Pitino, there's a couple staffs that are still doing it that I appreciate.
Usually if Rick Pitino's doing something, you probably should follow.
I would follow that trend, yeah.
John Calipari still rocking the suit. I like to see it.
Moving screen there.
Look at these suits.
There you go.
Is this what you're talking about?
Look at that Jay Wright suit. Unreal.
That guy on the left, he went on to have a decent career.
I don't think I really remember Jay Wright with black hair like that either. Too young. But yeah, you're telling me they don't look great in those suits? Come on.
I wonder if Coach Pecora got his inspiration. I mean, Jay Wright is known as one of the best dressed in college basketball.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? He keeps it casual, too, because he doesn't do the tie, which is fine. Like, you don't have to have a tie. It's a good bucket there inside. By Jaden Zimmerman. But I think we misconstrue, like, you got to dress to the nines. No, you don't. But, I think it's better than, you know.
Right.
I don't want to say it, but like you're going to pick your kids up from soccer practice.
Those two have a great relationship, Pecora and Wright. In fact, when Tom Pecora was done at Fordham, Jay Wright had worked with Baker Dunleavy, who got the head coaching job at Quinnipiac, and Jay Wright called him and said, you need Tom Pecora on your staff. That's when he joined back in 2017, was the associate head coach for a while, and Baker Dunleavy actually left to go back to Villanova and join the staff there. And that's when Tom Pecora was named the head coach. And I think everybody over at Quinnipiac's campus in Connecticut is happy about that decision.
No doubt about it. He's doing a phenomenal job.
9-6 game early. Just about 5 minutes in here at the Pitt as Sim Jones drives and a goaltend there. Easy call on Cam Corrin's defensive attack.
I like what a Sim Jones can do on the ball. Like he's just got this burstiness to him off the bounce. And yeah, clear goaltending there. But he can get by you with that first step, and the way he can bounce off the ball, change his angles. Like he's a really solid lead guard.
And Sim Jones, a senior, first season at Quinnipiac for him. He came in from Florida International.
They're going to get Jaden Zimmerman on that foul there. He was burying him down low. Siulepa. That's a great job fighting for positioning, and if you're Zimmerman, you got to figure out a way to get around that to either three-quarter deny or front it.
No, what do you make of Pitt clearly looking to get involvement inside on the paint with their bigs through the first 6 minutes here?
I love it. If you have a mismatch down there, then you got to expose it. And that's what they're trying to do here. It looked like they were trying to get Conte in a ball screen, but you keep bringing Corrin up there. He's got a mismatch right now, but he's out on the perimeter, so.
Corrin takes a three, shot clock expiring, and he drills it.
And it don't matter that he was on the perimeter. Knock it down, big fella.
Cameron Corrin came into today just 2 for 8 from three-point land on the season. He knocks down his first long-range attempt on the night. 12-8 Panthers. Monroe from downtown won't go. Offensive board, second chance for Quinnipiac, and it's Samson Riley who connects from the corner.
What a shot. Shot that with a lot of confidence in that corner pocket.
Noah, he made 9 of those in their game Wednesday. 9 threes, 29 points for Samson Riley in the win over City College of New York.
How much am I to take away from that game when you win by 60? Pitt in their 4 wins has held those 4 opponents to under 66 points. So it just goes to show the mismatch and versatility UCF was able to throw at them was a pretty big problem.
Panthers going with a big lineup here. They got Corrin and Conte, both 6'10" on the floor. And a turnover on the pass inside by Corrin. Taken away, here's Keith McKnight. Goes one-on-one into Corrin, and a kick out to Riley. And the drive there draws a foul, like Nate Gumba for Quinnipiac, and good defense there.
That's the positioning I'm talking about. When you know you're going to get sealed by the big, you do a good job getting in front early for that denial, and you come up with a steal and then a foul on the other end. You get 2 free throws.
And no, it looks like Quinnipiac is making their own adjustments on the inside, knowing that Pitt is looking to go to the paint offensively so much.
Yeah, I mean, an early counter never hurts, and I still think these two teams, I know we're about 7 minutes in, they're really still feeling each other out on where they want to attack.
So the Bobcats take the lead here at 13-12. And a little light full court pressure. DeMarco Minor, the Oregon State transfer, setting up his offense, throws it away. Monroe the other direction, lays it up, and is fouled. Couldn't convert.
Well, he got one of his steals. He's averaging 3.8 on the year. Great job anticipating the passing lanes there. Picks this off. I thought he was going to maybe try to rise up and dunk it, and then he got kind of bailed out with the foul. It was a minimal contact, I'd say.
And a rare mistake from DeMarco Minor. Usually a reliable guy, veteran presence for this Pitt team. His 5th year at college hoops.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him.
I knew I wasn't crazy.
He gets out of the way there. Minor does.
I think it looked like less than minimal contact.
Nonetheless, they do give the foul call in Monroe's favor. And he goes 2 for 2 from the line.
Quinnipiac.
7-0 run for Quinnipiac.
Sorry, they show this soft 2-2-1 press that they'll get back into man-to-man. They'll try to trap. Uh-oh.
Indrisitis lobbed it up to Corin, who couldn't finish.
Just got to crank that one.
Up-tempo basketball from the Bobcats, but Zimmerman can't hit on the short 2.
See, Pitt likes to really slow their offense down. Riley was late picking up Minor, and he kind of allowed him to pick him up so they can get into this action here as they look for Corin down low.
8 to shoot for Pitt. Witherspoon working on Monroe. Indrisitis, cross-court, Minor hoists a 3. Won't go. Corin tips it out. Witherspoon collects, goes up strong, and has it denied by McKnight. Bobcats take this 7-0 run into the timeout. They lead by 3. Noah, the Bobcats on a 7-0 run. Panthers have been cold from the field. What's working for Quinnipiac?
They're playing fast and they're playing decisive. They kind of know where they want to get to. They've gotten to the free throw line a couple times. They've made a couple good defensive plays that have resulted in transition buckets. So it's a good little burst for them.
Pittsburgh with 5 turnovers in the first 8 minutes of this game. Nearly had another one there. Referee does say it will be Panther ball. Lee Cassell, Jamel Spearman, and Anthony Eads, the crew tonight, by the way. And just look at the athleticism there, Grant Randall to get the tip.
And then the hustle to dive on the floor, and Ty Turnage almost saved it.
What do you like about Turnage?
He's just one of those small guards that can just light it up. Like he can give you 10 points in a 2-minute burst. I remember watching him play when he was a sophomore. I was scouting at Iona Prep, and he stood out right away. And it's really cool to see him get an opportunity here as a freshman on this Quinnipiac squad.
Ty Turnage comes from a great basketball family, has had excellent coaches throughout his career.
Look at that spin move.
Panthers once again come up empty on the offensive side. Scoring drought for Pitt. Now approaching 3 minutes. Jeff Capel looking for some answers for his offense. And Turnage will set up his offense for Quinnipiac. A lot of eye-popping numbers from that win they had on Wednesday. Turnage had 11 assists in the game, but now the Panthers force a turnover. Numbers in transition, but only for the moment, and they bring it back out. Looked like it might have gone off the foot of Dunning Jr., and it did. And the Bobcat bench getting into it. Tom Pecora loving what he's seeing from his team so far.
That's just one of those plays where look how close he is when he's trying to throw the pass to Dunning. That's when you just swing it back to the top of the key and reset your offense.
Here's Zimmerman, the leading scorer, putting his body into Minor. Now Turnage slicing through the D. Great feed to Way for the slam.
It's just great read out of the pick and roll, wide open. I believe Turnage is averaging 4 assists per game, so he comes off the bench and produces in a number of different ways.
Here's Dunning, 8 on the timer. Looking for Corin. 15-footer, swirls out. Siulepa offensive board. Second chance is in.
Strong. Good offensive rebound. Good position, good touch.
Siulepa had 2 points Thursday down in Florida. He's already got 6 tonight, and he's a perfect 3 of 3 from the floor. But McKnight answers for the Bobcats.
The old-fashioned rip, one dribble pull in the mid-range. I like it.
Who said the mid-range jumpers did?
I'm trying to keep it alive for my broadcasting seat. I would love for the mid-range to stay alive so we can get an offensive foul.
Offensive foul called against the Panthers. And this is just great point guard play here.
And you got nobody on the low man. DeMarco Minor got a pull over and tag there and pick up Weiwei rolling to the cup. He leaves him wide open and stuffs it.
Great job by Turnage to thread the needle. Weiwei finishes it off. Very balanced attack from Quinnipiac so far. They got 19 points from 7 different players. And Jaden Zimmerman off the mark on that deep attempt.
Had Zimmerman open on that flare screen, he just wasn't able to knock it down.
Andrositis gets to the elbow, can't connect. Turnage is there waiting for it. And the Bobcats will set up their half-court set. Screen from Weiwei, Turnage. Monroe, one-on-one on Minor in the short corner. Backing down the guard, uses the mismatch, and hits the turnaround J.
Wow. He wanted to drive it at first, and then he turned it into a post-up and goes to that baseline fadeaway. It's a pretty shot there for Monroe.
The lead is 7 for Quinnipiac. The team picked to win the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, and another Pitt turnover, this time from DeMarco Minor.
Yeah, there's that post-up. He sees the chuck coming from Andrositis and just spins it back to the baseline. It's such a hard shot to defend, too.
There's a reason he's the preseason conference player of the year. 18.1 points a game last season for Amarri Monroe. He's got 7 today to lead all scorers. Pull-up 3 for him. Connects. In a timeout taken by Jeff.
Credit that Coach Bakura deserves is you give a kid an opportunity like this, and he maximizes it, which is what Monroe's done.
Had some offers from some big-time programs in the offseason. Monroe could have left this Quinnipiac team and moved on, and Tom Pecora largely just saying it's an instance where a guy really values the family he's built here, the opportunity he has for himself, knowing he's going to be the star player. Of course, you go to a power conference program, you're not guaranteed a certain amount of minutes, and he knew if he came back to Quinnipiac, he had an opportunity to go down as maybe the best the program has ever seen. So he returns for his 3rd season in a Bobcat uniform, and he's got an opportunity today to lead them to what would be a huge win.
Yeah, and there's something to be said about a player that takes advantage of 30-plus minutes per game as the best player on their team, no matter what the conference is, versus, like you mentioned, if you wanted to transfer up after being MAC Player of the Year, you could find yourself in a position where you're playing less than 15 minutes a game, and all of a sudden your opportunity shrinks. It's gone in a season. And the decision he's made to just stay where he's at and produce is, to me, the right one.
And he's got a great sidekick in Jaden Zimmerman, who we mentioned is actually the leading scorer this season for the Bobcats. Panthers answer right away, and we've got a 9-point game.
I like the play there. You get the ball up ahead to Corin. One power dribble and up strong, no messing around with it as he comes up with the steal, and a little bit of everything out there. And if the jumper's clicking, then he's really, really dangerous.
Yeah, no, you and I were chatting before the game saying, well, the one thing he doesn't do great is shoot from the distance. He's only 18% from 3 on the year. Well, he's even doing that, 2 for 3 tonight.
Right, and if it's working for him beyond the 3-point line and he's a 3-level scorer, then again, he's going to be really hard to keep up with, particularly when MAC play starts later in December.
Bobcats have made their last 4 from the field. They've got a double-digit lead here midway through the first half at Pitt. Corin all the way cross court. Andrositis triple is good.
That helps. Good pass out of the post from Corin there. Catch and shoot from Andrositis, and does his job knocking it down.
Panthers trying to get the Iowa State transfer going here. First season at Pitt. Turnage gets to his spot just inside the arc and hits the deep 2.
It's This is such a tough, contested mid-range jumper off the bounce from freshman point guard.
Make that 5 in a row for Quinnipiac from the floor. Now in transition, Monroe up to Randall, who slams it down.
It just felt like one too many passes from Pitt on the offensive end that ended up in a turnover. Actually, like Cam Corrin, if he just shot the three-pointer, he had about 3 or 4 feet of space.
Indersitis penetrates off the screen from Corrin and draws contact from Nate Gurengamba. Quinnipiac very smart and efficient in choosing when to work in transition. That's what they did here.
And look at Amarri Monroe. He's the man that was there anticipating the back and forth, being in help side on that, and then kicks it ahead to Randall, who takes off for the slam.
First points of the game for Randall. And Pitt just not taking care of the basketball. 9 turnovers tonight for the Panthers, and Quinnipiac taking advantage.
Yeah, and Pitt is susceptible to turning the ball over, and it was going to be interesting to see if the Bobcats could sort of exploit that by, you know, a lot of ball pressure, getting in those passing lanes, and they've done that early on, forcing 9 turnovers before we're 15 minutes into the game.
Panthers pressure pays off. Siulepa gets the takeaway and draws contact. And the foul goes against Monroe. And that is going to be his second. So a storyline to watch here. Quinnipiac with that 10-point lead, but Monroe picks up foul number 2. And if Tom Pecora is going to have to monitor his status, certainly could make an impact on this game when preseason conference player of the year is in foul trouble.
He's got to get through 6 more minutes without another foul if coach is going to keep him in there.
And he's not. Maybe thought about it for a moment there.
Well, maybe you cut it in half. Maybe you sit him for 3 and then bring him in the last 3 to play it a little safer.
You have to think the fact that they're up 10 plays into that decision, though.
100%. If you're down 10, it becomes a little trickier of like, okay, we don't want to put it at risk of going down 15.
Now or never if you're down 10, right?
Right.
Siulepa continues to struggle from the line.
Another offensive rebound for Pitt. Good job tipping it out. Uh-oh.
Dunning. Whoa! Barry Dunning Jr. We knew he could shoot. I don't know if we knew he had that in him.
My, oh my! Blows by nobody and then hangs in the air. And that was kind of like one of those Blake Griffin flushes. He took off from way out there and was able to just graze the rim on that poster slam. What a dunk.
Jeff Capel has talked about this guy playing with force. That's the word he's used to describe Barry Dunning Jr. over the last few games. He's got a different confidence in him.
That was incredible.
And it's plays like that that can switch the momentum in a game. Dunning Jr. 6 points, 4 for 4 from the line, and how about that big-time slam? And suddenly there's some energy in this building and on this Pitt team. Siulepa takes it himself, and he'll go to the line.
Now, Siulepa has had seams down the lane every single time he's caught the ball. The thing that you want to be careful of is once they scout you at a timeout, at halftime, and they know, hey, Siulepa, number 13, he's going to go hard right-hand drive every time. You saw it on that drive. The play there was to stop on 2. Now you throw a shot fake, and it's a step through or a pass, right? You know you can beat him off the drive every single time, and you got Corrin sealing, and you know Weiwei's going to come over and pull. So if you jump stop, play off 2 feet, it's the first thing they teach you when you get in college basketball. We're playing off 2 here. He didn't do anything wrong. It just is an additive to help him create a secondary play there.
Only problem for Siulepa is he's now 2 for 7 from the line. However, the Panthers have cut into what was once a 12-point lead for Quinnipiac, and they've cut that lead to just 6. Siulepa with the 8 points, but again, leaving a few on the table at the charity stripe. Mentioned the energy in the building since the Barry Dunning Jr. dunk. Pitt team with a different life to him here in the final 5 minutes of the first half. Corin fakes the pass and connects on a three.
He made me nervous there for a second. He hesitated and ultimately was too wide open to not shoot it, and does a good job just refocusing and knocking that thing down with confidence. Pitt's back in it.
The Panthers need their big man, Cameron Corin. He's got 10 points, and he's 2 for 2 from downtown.
Just an easy fill up, quick ball fake. You don't want to close out on me. That's fine. I'm going to take my time and knock it down.
Man, faked the pass, sold it just well enough that he got Samson Riley looking over at the wing defensively for Quinnipiac. Took the opportunity and hit the three. Now, we talked about Quinnipiac. They had a run midway through the first half, got up by 12. Well, now it's the Panthers who are on a 9-0 run of their own. They've hit their last 4 from the field, and it started with Barry Dunning Jr.'s dunk.
The other checkpoint was Amarri Monroe coming out of the game, and then boom, a 9-0 run for this Pitt Panther squad. They've upped their intensity, particularly on the defensive end, coming up with these steals and then the decisive plays on offense, and they're playing with a little more pace. They generally want to play a little slower in the half court, but when you're in transition, it's the best way to play.
Really quick, the accumulation of the points there for the Panthers as well. The 9-0 run coming in just 1 minute and 7 seconds, and you hit on it. Could kind of point to when Amarri Monroe came out of the game. That's when things started offensively working for the Panthers. Out of bounds in the corner. It was Keith McKnight off the pass from Turnage. And once again, the Bobcats give the ball back to the Panthers. You can see that left foot of Keith McKnight. Bobcats with 3 turnovers in the last 2 minutes. They had been taking such great care of the basketball. But a big reason why the Panthers have climbed back into this one. Dunning too strong on the three. Siulepa the board. Kick out Indrasitis. 3 in the air. Off back iron and corralled by Randall. Turnage, step back 3 from the wing. He buries it.
What a shot.
Ty Turnage with 5 points, 2 assists off the bench. Big time minutes for the Bobcats.
That was not easy. That's his second heavily contested jump shot in this first half that he's gotten to drop.
He just plays without any fear, but a great drive from another guy who goes confidently into the paint. Roman Siulepa with a big time play. He's in double figures and sprints all the way back to try and make the play on defense.
His continuation steps, finishes on the left side. So, like, he understands where he wants to get to on the floor. It's the rim. What's the best way to do that? Drive with my right hand. And he's got a quick 10 points.
He had a great rugby career in Australia. Jeff Capel said he saw Roman Siulepa in the facility last week. He was watching something or playing a game on his phone. He said, "What you doing, playing a game?" And Roman said, "No, I'm watching rugby."
Wow. I would not want to go near him in a rugby match.
No. You can tell he's played, though.
Yeah, you can, right.
Capel said this is the first time really in his life where Siulepa has just focused on basketball. He's used to being a multi-sport guy, and now he's dedicated his time solely to the hardwood and having a good start to his game tonight.
Good pass.
Dunning Jr. too strong on the three. Siulepa put back.
Look at him. Eating.
It feels like he has more than 4 rebounds, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was just reading that here on the stats. I can't believe it's only 4. Feels like he's been everywhere.
Siulepa doing a lot for the Panthers tonight. They're down 4, under 3 minutes to go first half, but they do have the momentum right now. Riley connects on a 3.
Difficult shot. Takes a lot of confidence to shoot that type of shot.
Every time the Panthers have chipped into that lead. Quinnipiac has had a response. They did lead by as many as 12, now down to 7. Siulepa once again aggressive to the rim. Kicks out this time to Minor. Too strong on the 3. Dunning Jr. the offensive board and stripped away by McKnight.
That's Pitt's 12th offensive rebound. And their ability to create second chance opportunities is going to be really big down the stretch, and it could come back to hurt Quinnipiac.
Panthers have 10 second chance points, but Randall fires and hits on the 3. Quinnipiac is 6 for 9 from beyond the arc.
Randall's got 7 points now. He's having a strong outing as well, just playing with a lot of confidence out there.
Minor takes it himself and is fouled on the way up. Great defensive play there by McKnight, Noah.
Yep, and then he does a good job not traveling, and then that throwback there, shot fake, gathers his footing, and then drills a 3. That's actually 10. Did I have that wrong? 10 points. He has 10 points.
Randall.
No, Randall has 7. Sorry, I'm reading the wrong thing. Apologies.
He is one of 4 Quinnipiac players with a made 3 here in the first half.
And it's such a big shot too, because Riley hits a 3 the possession prior, and then Randall hits it to follow it up, and all of a sudden, prior to that free throw from Minor, it was back to being a 10-point game, and you're under 2 here going into the half.
Another offensive board for Siulepa. Kick out to Witherspoon. Panthers get a fresh set. Indrisitis, ball reversal to Minor. Can't get the 3.
They're getting clean looks. They just haven't been able to get them to drop, but these are clean looks the Panthers are getting from the three-point line.
Pitt now just 3 of 11 from beyond the arc on the night. That's one of the main differences in this game. Quinnipiac is 6 for 9 from the perimeter. Riley working on Witherspoon with 10 on the timer. Crosses over, kicks, baseline drive. McKnight throws it down.
Wow, another one. Some highlight dunks. And he blew by Siulepa on that baseline and then cocked it back.
And what a run for Quinnipiac without Amarri Monroe on the floor. The preseason conference player of the year has been on the bench as Quinnipiac gets the lead back up to 11. Kick out to Minor, drills a 3.
He can take a breath now. Finally got one to go down. And it was another clean look. Did a good job staying confident, shooting that thing. They were trying to find Siulepa down there. He gave up trying to get the positioning, and then they gave it to him. And he did a great job throwing it out to Minor for 3.
Quinnipiac can hold for the last shot of the half. Ty Turnage controlling. He's had an excellent first 20 minutes for the Bobcats. Working on Dunning. The switch from Indrisitis. Turnage out of control, but he somehow gets it to Randall off the window, and that's how the first 20 minutes will end. Group of hot hands on the Quinnipiac side. Amarri Witherspoon scoreless so far for the Panthers, trying to get some penetration here. Muscles his way in, trying to feed it off to Corin, but nothing doing. It goes back to the Bobcats. Monroe, backdoor cut. Zimmerman nearly had the reverse, but couldn't get the finish.
Great pass, great cut. Coach Capel wants them to get into their action sooner.
Corin with the handoff to Witherspoon. Roll from Corin, backing down Way, turns to the right hand and draws contact. Third personal on Spence Way, sophomore forward for Quinnipiac, and that's going to be a story to watch as the second half develops. No, we talked about a little foul trouble for the Bobcats. Way is the tallest player they've got on the roster. He picked up his 3rd. And in addition to that, you've got Zimmerman, the leading scorer, with 2, and Amarri Monroe, the preseason Conference Player of the Year, with 2. So 3 very important pieces there with at least 2 fouls for Quinnipiac.
Yeah, you got to be careful, but that's the price you pay when you bring physicality on the defensive end. You just got to figure out a way to stay solid and not foul the way, not those guys in particular, just be a little extra smart on the defensive end of the floor.
Sim Jones drives in the putback for Weiwei.
Because if he's out of the game, then he can't do things like that. Offensive rebound, putback, slam. You take him any day.
Tom Pecora keeps him on the floor with the 3 fouls, and it pays off on the jam. 11-point lead for the Bobcats. Minor feed to Dunning, working on Monroe. Kick out to Indrasitis. Dunning Jr. squares up and hits a 3.
What's crazy is that's a really solid defensive possession from the Bobcats. I mean, they're up in these Pitt Panthers grill on every catch. Really good playing the closeouts, but just a better shot from Barry Dunning Jr.
And they're back in that 1-2-2 press, Noah, that caused some problems for Quinnipiac in the first half.
Yeah, you want to try to slow them down a little bit, not let them control the pace of this game.
Jones kick out, open, Zimmerman, no. Randall the offensive board. Tipped around, Monroe can't get it. Still stays with Quinnipiac, and Weiwei finishes.
Too much ball watching. Not enough body on body pushing someone out to go get that defensive rebound, and it results in 2.
Panthers have been solid on the glass so far tonight, but that time Quinnipiac getting multiple chances and ultimately executing. Siulepa backing down Zimmerman. Kick out Dunning. Swings to Minor. Way too strong on the 3. Missed everything, and Randall comes up with it. Talked about how efficient Ty Turnage was in the first half for Quinnipiac. They're back now to the starting point guard, a Sim Jones, who drives and kicks. Zimmerman hoists, and too strong on the 3. Corin grabs it.
Go to that baseline drift. Can't knock down the quarter 3. Zimmerman struggled a little bit here so far. Nice. Corin. Good bucket there. Just strong inside the paint. Got to play bully ball with him. He'll dominate every chance you give him.
6'10", 235, the senior from Allen, Texas. Leads all Panthers with 13. Him and Siulepa have over half the Panthers' points. Those two have combined for 25. Siulepa tips it away. No one in front of him. Look out.
Ooh. Hammer time. He's ferocious. Like, the way he plays, is every movement is just so aggressive. I knew he was going to rock the rim on that. There was no way he was just going to give you a soft dunk.
Another one of those plays. You can feel the momentum start to swing back in Pitt's favor. Panther bench is on its feet, and some energy back in the Pete. 6-point game. Quinnipiac has led by as many as 12. Monroe from deep. Misfires. Siulepa tracks down the board. Once again, aggressive to the bucket and finishes.
He's having a night. Unbelievable. Defense to offense. He's doing it all.
And he's showing why Pitt fans were so excited to see what he could do in his freshman year. 16 and 7 for Siulepa. Here goes Minor. Dish off Dunning. Too much.
We would have had a nice roar there if that went down, because Siulepa, again, the catalyst of that defensive play with a block on Amarri Monroe. He's doing it all. Every possession, he won't let up.
Quinnipiac hasn't scored in the last 2.5. Zimmerman into Dunning, and a foul called against the South Alabama team in his young career as a Pitt Panther.
It's definitely his coming out party, and it's awesome to see him do it at home in front of this crowd so they can feel the energy of the type of player they got. He's going to give it his all every single possession. He's proven that to you tonight. He's been awesome to watch.
Jeff Capel talking to his team earlier today about how short the season really is, and they do not have time to waste. Even for a freshman like Siulepa, the development has to come quick, and it has come here tonight. 16 points for the freshman from Australia when his team has really needed him in a game that they trailed by 12 in the first half.
Yeah, that's the big thing. They've really needed what he has provided, and it's a really awesome place to be for him, because now you kind of understand where your spots are on the floor and how to go get them as they go to him here.
Right back to the bucket. Strong take. Siulepa! Have a night, young man.
Here we go. At this point, again, another right-handed downhill drive. This time he shoots it on the way down and absorbs all that contact. He wants all of the smoke. He's not backing away from anything. And the problem is that Quinnipiac officially has nobody that can stay in front of the big fella, Siulepa.
Barry Dunning Jr., the stick back, and we've got a tie game, a 10-0 run. The Panthers have outscored Quinnipiac 14-4 in the second half. Monroe looking for an option, kicks out. Zimmerman buries a three.
It's a big-time shot for Jaden Zimmerman. His first three-pointer of the night. Hadn't been able to get anything going.
Yeah, what a time for it. The Bobcats allowing Pitt to tie the score. Once again, they respond. Siulepa, same play, same result. All the way to the glass and in.
He can't help himself. He literally can't help himself. You want to give me the right-handed drive, guys? I'm going to keep taking it. Where is the help side pulling over to stunt at these right-handed drives? At some point, you're going to have to help off the strong side corner and send a second body at Siulepa.
McKnight wanted a slam of his own. Good defense by Dunning Jr. Minor kick out. Indricitis can't get the three. McKnight hauls it in. Minor with a poke away and all the way up onto the scorer's table. Luckily kept his balance.
Incredible balance there, yeah.
No, they can't stop this guy.
What else do you want me to say about him? How many times can I analyze a right-handed drive downhill? He can't stop scoring. And I think that was more of a rim stuff than a block, but Barry Dunning Jr. did a really nice job getting up there and contesting that. Otherwise, it probably would have been flushed.
Roman Siulepa taking a well-deserved break and an ovation from the crowd here in the Pitt.
What a move.
What a drive from Jones. Everything but the finish. Indricitis looking to get the Panthers the lead back. Kick out. Witherspoon won't go. Dunning Jr.'s there for the board, and a foul on the rebound called against Pitt. Third foul called against Barry Dunning Jr. And he was really the only one in the vicinity on the rebound, and there's a reason for that. He pushed off on Keith McKnight.
He's going to get a breather, but his minutes have been invaluable tonight. The athleticism he's displayed on both ends of the floor, really important for this Panther squad.
Randall drives baseline, looks cross court. Just about 7.5 minutes into this second half, and while the Panthers haven't gotten the lead back, remember they were down 10 at the break. They've got it back to a 1-point margin, and a foul called that will send Amarri Monroe to the line.
And this will give Amarri Monroe a chance to feel the ball go back in the hoop again after taking the last 6 minutes of that first half on the bench. He hasn't really seen anything involvement-wise here in the first 7.5, 8 minutes of this second half. So you get Jaden Zimmerman to knock down his first three. If Monroe can connect on both of these, she misses the first, you can start to find a little more rhythm as your lead has been cut to 1.
Yeah, Monroe, he was doing everything in the first half for Quinnipiac. He has not scored in the second half, and he does just now his first free throw, but he's 0 for 3 from the floor in 8 minutes of this second half. Bobcats up by 2. Panthers have certainly been the better team since the break, but still trailing by 2.
Quinnipiac in a 1-3-1, it looks like they're bringing McKnight up high, yep.
Seeing if they can slow down a Pitt offense that has found a rhythm here in the second. Moore swings, Indrositis, baseline, and a foul on a Sim Jones, who will pick up his second. A big reason why the Panthers have outscored Quinnipiac 16-8 in the second half. Siulepa has half of Pitt's points since the break, but a turnover there from Omari Witherspoon, the other Panther freshman. That gives it right back to the Bobcats, and that is the 11th turnover on the night for Pitt. And a steal now going the other way, Makari Moore, but he stepped out of bounds. Jeff Capel trying to argue that he was pushed out of bounds, but to no avail, and it will go right back to the Bobcats.
He did a good job jumping that pass, but yeah, could not toe tap that sideline. Tiptoe, not toe tap. Wrong TT.
Either one works, right?
Either one, right? Okay. I was thinking toe tap was like you try to bring in the catch on the sideline.
That's because we were talking about A.J. Brown before the game.
Ah.
But a 2-point game here at the Pete. And a drive there from Jaden Zimmerman. He draws a foul, and he will head to the line. As good as the Panthers have been this half, they still have not gotten the lead since the 13:47 mark in the first half. And right when it seems like they're in position to regain the advantage is when Quinnipiac tends to find some offensive rhythm again. So Zimmerman heads to the line. The Bobcats leading scorer on the year. And even some struggles from the line for the Bobcats. They've just gone cold all around here in the second half. Oh for 2 from the stripe for Zimmerman. And just everything in early of this second half seems to be going Pitt's way. Can it continue here out of the timeout? Indrositis gives off to Siulepa, who's back in after taking a rest. Moore, Indrositis, 5 to shoot. Too strong. Jones the rebound. Indrositis 1 for 4 from beyond the arc tonight. Jones the kick out. Zimmerman got him biting on the fake, but can't hit the mid-range. Now Minor pushing tempo. Tried the Euro step. Out Siulepa tries a 3. That won't go. And Zimmerman gets it for Quinnipiac. Roman Siulepa been very efficient in the paint. He has not yet had too much luck with the three-point shot. And on the other end, Makari Moore gets called for the foul. But hey, sometimes when you're feeling it, you're feeling it.
I was just going to say, like, he doesn't shoot a ton of threes, but at that point, that trail spot that he's running in, you get the ball pitched back to you. Why not just let it go? I don't think it was the worst shot in the world, especially for your leading scorer in the ball game.
That was his first three-point attempt of the night. Siulepa 27% from beyond the arc coming into this game.
It was only his 12th three-point attempt on the year. So, yeah, not taking a ton of them.
Drive from Jones. Backdoor Monroe.
Get beat on that backdoor on the baseline. Pretty feed from a Sim Jones.
Both those Quinnipiac point guards with some big-time plays today. Sim Jones and Ty Turnage. Makari Moore getting some solid minutes here in the second half. Remember, Panthers are without Brandon Cummings tonight. Dunning Jr. misfires on the 3. Moore swipes it away from Jones and gets the 2.
It's a good job staying in the play. Turned your back. Good swipe, good bucket.
Makari Moore, the freshman from Michigan. Haven't seen too much of him this season, but without Cummings tonight, Panthers relying on him, and he makes a big play there, but Jones will get to the line on the other end.
Yeah, Jones gets downhill, and Siulepa is just too high up in help side, not seeing ball and man. And then there's the Makari Moore strip. Give me that. Thank you. And nice finish, too, over Monroe.
And big-time play there by Moore. Sometimes, obviously, you don't want to be without Brandon Cummings if you're Pitt, but What it does do is it accelerates the development of a guy like Makari Moore. Was one of the top recruits out of Michigan in this 2025 class, but hasn't seen the floor too much early in his Pitt career. That was actually his first field goal attempt on the night. He's only played 6 minutes, but Panthers going to need him in the late stages of this game. Playing shorthanded without Cummings.
No doubt about it.
The lead is 4 for Quinnipiac. Minor pulls up. Quinnipiac's doing that zone look. Cross court Indrositis. Ball fake and drive. Muscles his way to the bucket. Sat on the iron but didn't drop. Here's Monroe. Crossover on Siulepa and off the glass.
Look at that. He had a nice head of steam too when he got that pitch to just rip a quick left to right crossover, and Siulepa couldn't turn his hips quick enough to keep up.
And a 1-3-1 zone that the Bobcats are in has caused a little bit of a problem for Pittsburgh. Indrositis can't get the three. And Sim Jones has done a nice job controlling this Bobcat offense, keeping them calm, composed with a 6-point lead here midway through the second half. Here's Jones, goes baseline, ball fake, now in trouble in the short corner, finds a teammate. And a drive there from McKnight draws contact. And this is an NBA level crossover here.
Yeah, you know what? It was so quick I missed it because he did put it in his left and then didn't even take a dribble with his left. It was so fast to go right, left, back to right. And he knew it. That's saucy.
And just a really neat story. Of course, we've talked about it throughout the first half. Amarri Monroe. Of course, he plays for Quinnipiac here in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, Noah, but this is a guy who has high major level talent and has to be even more rewarding for him when it shows against high major teams like Pitt.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And I think the even more special thing that I think about with his story, I mean, look at the jump, 3 points a game to 12 to 18. He's not where he was last year, only 5 games into the season, but the special part about his story is the empowerment from Tom Pecora to enable this type of play from him, knowing, he sees him every day. He knows what's inside of him, and then to fully maximize his potential here at Quinnipiac has been remarkable.
Monroe really has a chance to do something special. Quinnipiac has never made the NCAA tournament. He could be the guy to lead them there this season. But Barry Dunning Jr. capitalizes on the 3 for Pitt on the second opportunity, and the lead is down to 4.
Barry's a player, man. He's got so much to offer on both sides of the ball. I know he hasn't had it working the way he'd like from the 3-point line, but just does a good job staying in it, not losing confidence, and knocks that one down. Dunning
was averaging 2.8 points through the first 4 games of the year. He's been in double figures in every game since. Sim Jones working on Corin. Great defense by the Panther big.
It's a great job by Corin, not letting him manipulate with the footwork.
Minor one-on-one with Randall, goes baseline, hangs. Corin soaring in, but Jones comes up with it, and a foul in the backcourt will go against the Panthers. Talked about it early in the first half, but the Panthers are without Deshaun Jackson, who's out indefinitely due to medical reasons. A guy they thought they would have, 6'11" big, a transfer from Iowa State. It's situations like this where you could really use him and have some depth on the inside. But instead, with 7:08 to go, you got to leave Cameron Corin in with those 4 fouls. He has been a difference maker tonight, but the Panthers trail by 6.
You're going to get this 2-2-1 press from the Bobcats. And Ty Turnage back in the game for Quinnipiac.
Yeah, how about first appearance of the second half for him?
13 minutes it took to bring him back in. Yeah, he was great in the first half.
Yeah. But he gets in here. Sim Jones takes a break. DeMarco Minor looking to set up his offense. 9 to shoot for Pitt. Corin on the roll. He can't find him. Miner kicks out Witherspoon. One-on-one, step back three. Got it!
What a shot. Cool, calm, and collected. No reaction from Witherspoon. Just gets right to that left side step back. Been a quiet night for him, so nice to see one go down.
First made field goal for Witherspoon. Lead is down to 3. Turnage, step back, corner. Randall connects.
Wow.
Yeah, you said it. Ty Turnage coming in, immediately making a difference in the game.
Yeah, and it really didn't even get a ton downhill on that drive. It just was, you're playing too far up on in help side, and he throws it to that corner and then comes up with a steal here.
Witherspoon's pass was taken away. Now the Bobcats set things up. Ty Turnage swings to Monroe. Thought about the three, takes the three, makes the three. Amarri Monroe with 18 points to lead all scorers on this Quinnipiac team.
And that's back-to-back possessions. You give up three-pointers in the same spot of the floor.
Miner's pass tipped away, stuck at the elbow. Witherspoon, three for Dunning. Yes!
Great answer.
Margin that they typically like to see, and Quinnipiac very efficient from the floor. So Pittsburgh, in some areas, allowing the Bobcats to be more efficient on offense than most of the teams they've faced this season, and it starts with that guy. Amarri Monroe is up to 20 points.
Yeah, and the other big thing here is just the discrepancy in three-point percentage. I mean, Quinnipiac is 9 of 15. They're shooting 60% from three, and Pitt just 32%, and that's the main difference in this ballgame.
Lob was intended for Dunning Jr., couldn't quite catch it. And here's Turnage, who comes in very fresh with a lot of energy. Talked about how he sat for the first 12 minutes of this second half, immediately has come in and made an impact. Turnage has 7 assists, most of anyone in this game. Monroe, baseline J with no angle, he still connects.
That's just a really good player doing really good things that he knows he can execute. And when he's feeling it like that, especially when you work the mid-range, kind of got a little Kawhi Leonard release to him, and he's lethal in the mid-range today.
And just like that, the Quinnipiac lead is back to what it was at halftime. A 10-point margin, and Ty Turnage is in no hurry. Monroe back to Turnage. Swung all the way over to Randall. Corner three is good.
That's just a simple swing, and that left corner is killing the Pitt Panthers here late in the second half. That's the third triple for the last 3 or 4 minutes from the same spot.
Grant Randall averaged 1.9 points per game last season for Quinnipiac. He has 15 tonight. And the Panthers are running out of time, down 13 with just over 3 minutes to play.
And Quinnipiac doesn't have to do anything out of the ordinary. Kill clock, take your time. As Turnage tries to force the issue there, it's might result in points.
But a big time defensive play from Zimmerman. He does get called for the foul, but good hustle to get back. It's a
minutes when Pitt went on the 9-0 run after Monroe got subbed out. It ended up not really mattering with these multiple runs that the Bobcats have gone on since to now ultimately still be up double digits.
Still work to do for the Bobcats. 11-point game, 3 minutes, still plenty of time here. The Panthers are in the full court press as expected out of the timeout. Ty Turnage, the feed to McKnight. And now they settle down in the half court. Turnage will set things up.
Both of them wanted to shoot it, and they both made the right decision to just set up the offense and use more of the shot clock.
Now, really interesting what we've seen from Tom Pecora's management of his point guards. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but he uses a Sim Jones basically for the first 10 minutes of the second half, and now we haven't seen him since Ty Turnage entered the game.
Yeah, and I would expect Ty Turnage to finish the game here and a Sim Jones on the bench. And it's interesting because in my mind, there's probably a scenario where you could play the both of them. I know that would make your backcourt a little smaller, and you probably, question Ty Turnage's ability to guard a 2-guard versus just guarding, someone of similar height like DeMarco Minor. But it is fascinating how he has split their minutes, and he's gotten, I wouldn't say equal production, but almost better production from his backup point guard Ty Turnage than his starting point guard Asim Jones.
Ty Turnage with 7 assists. He's only taken 2 shots from the floor, but he's made both of them in a very efficient 16 minutes for the Bobcat freshman. Indrisitis had it poked away, gets it back, goes up strong, and gets it off the window. 10-point game, Panthers stay in the full court. Indrisitis is on Turnage.
And this is slow down, methodical, use the whole clock, get the best available shot under the third 10 seconds of this shot clock, which would be right now.
And that's when Turnage will begin their action. Kicks out to Monroe. Step back 3. Amarri Monroe is on a different level. And he can't help but crack a smile as he trots back down the floor with his 25 points.
He's only missed 4 shots, 9 of 13. He's 4 of 6 from 3. Good answer there from Indrisitis. But Amarri Monroe is just the epitome of feeling it. Like when your jumper's working like that, you just go back to it. And that wasn't easy. That's
good defense.
That's great defense because you drive baseline and Dunning is there on the drive, stops you there. You got tight quarters in that corner for the step back. We got a little football pass here. It's a phenomenal shot from Amarri Monroe.
And Panthers electing not to foul, really, just some tight pressure defensively, and
pays off.
It pays off, you're right. They get the turnover. Officials say it last went off Quinnipiac. Good job by DeMarco Minor here. Just enough pressure to get the tip. Looked like he caught the elbow of Turnage there. And so it did go off the hand of Turnage, but Minor maybe getting away with one. Indrisitis drives, hesitates in the lane, gets it off the glass, cuts the lead down to 8.
Good split, good score on that little dribble tap there as Pitt is in desperation mode to get another steal.
Minor pokes it away, but it's ruled last off DeMarco Minor. 8-point game, 59 ticks to go. Corin after the break. Siulepa, Indrisitis. Panthers need to move quickly. Drive from Indrisitis. He falls and is called for the travel.
That's a tough break for the Panthers coming out of that timeout. Not able to execute anything. Down 8.
Panthers stay in that full court. 48 seconds to go. However, they are still not fouling. Just some heavy pressure on Quinnipiac. And now Jeff Capel orders his team to foul with 39 seconds to go, and it's Indrisitis who commits it. And you got to say, Noah, when you look at this night from Amarri Monroe, in the era of the transfer portal and NIL and a lot more sympathy from everybody towards the mid-majors losing players of his caliber, for him to come back to Quinnipiac for his 3rd season and have a 25-point night on the road in what could be a huge win over an ACC opponent for the Bobcats. It's a really neat story, and one that I'm sure serves as a reward for his loyalty and his commitment to the school.
Yeah, I mean, just a special night for a special player. Clearly, MAC Player of the Year, preseason MAC Player of the Year again this year, on the best team in the conference for now what would be the 3rd year in a row, and he's proven it. He showed it tonight versus an ACC opponent, how
Minor,
good he is.
Step through, Siulepa, blocked by McKnight, and a foul committed by the Panthers. And the Bobcats can start to feel it now. Tom Pecora making sure his team stays focused for the final 29 seconds here at the Pete. As Brandon Cummings, the hometown kid, looks on, having missed tonight's game due to the ankle injury. A guy that has been a Pitt basketball fan his whole life, such a key part of the team, not just this season, but last season as well. And his Panthers will look for answers in the coming weeks, but no time to waste. They're going to have Ohio State in this building on Friday. .23 seconds to go.
Even a play like that, they're up 10, and McKnight's still playing just as hard as he was from minute number 1. And that's been the story of this game, just how hard Quinnipiac's played both sides of the ball.
Andrusaitis has done a lot of the offensive production late here for Pitt. He is suddenly up to 14 points. Panthers not giving up just yet. And now they will let the Quinnipiac Bobcats dribble it out behind Amarri Monroe's 25 points. What a massive win on the road. And for the first time in the history of Quinnipiac basketball, they have defeated an ACC opponent.